Sure. Now we can continue with asking the questions.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, will meditation help us to concentrate on our studies?
Sure. The question is, how can meditation help concentrate in studies? Meditation is, first of all, it comes in many different forms. Some people, they're able to naturally concentrate without too much intensive meditation. And nowadays, in the 21st century, schooling and examinations, especially preparing for exams like IIT, NEET, it's become more competitive. UPSC, everything's becoming more competitive. So time constraints are higher. Now, with respect to, if you want to take up meditation, the best time for meditation is, it's called the Brahma Muhurt time. This comes, you take on a given day, it's available, the data nowadays, what time is the sunrise, and then take 1 hour and 36 minutes before that until 48 minutes before that. That is known as the Brahma Muhurtam time. And that is first of all, it's very peaceful. There won't be, bicycles and trucks honking on the road. It'll be very quiet. So that's a good time to meditate. And you can spend 45 minutes to an hour and then get ready for school. So that's a good way to meditate. Of course, for those who are just starting to meditate, similar to how you take, for example, a dirty room and you start to sweep it in the beginning, a lot of dust clouds will come up, right? Similarly, when you start to meditate and when you start to take up the practice, you will find that it will be challenging in the beginning and that your mind will wander. And that's actually a good thing. You need to let it wander a little bit. And as the mind clears up and becomes more focused, then you will really understand the benefits of meditation. Like most things, it takes time.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question that what are the things that will help us to motivate ourselves? Because many of the time we get distracted and our confidence is dragged down.
Yes, what was the first part? What are the things that
Help to motivate ourselves.
to organize?
To motivate. To motivate this.
Or to motivate, understood. With respect to self-motivation, I always feel the greatest form of self-motivation is understanding that, that Bharat and India is one of the greatest nations in the entire world. And as you know, it is one of the fastest growing developing economies. Last year recorded 6.3% growth rate. And what this shows is that you should remember that you are part of a very capable population, a very talented population, a very good population that is respected nowadays on the global stage. And that's why for this particular presentation, I chose that story from the Ramayana to show that Sri Ram spent a significant amount of time, his footsteps, on the holy land in Maharashtra. And so you should always remember that you are walking in roughly the same territory that Ram, Sita, and Lakshman walked through. Now, to motivate yourself, you need to become goal driven. So you need to write down your goals. First, understand where you stand, then figure out where you want to go, and then come up with small incremental steps that can help you reach there. And let me give you an example. A lot of people, we can even take up the civil service exam. It's a very popular topic, the UPSC. A lot of people try to clear that exam, and before they clear it, they get scared because they hear, oh, only 1% pass, 0.1% pass, they become IAS, IAPS. But it's not like that. In fact, if you look at the data, if you study really hard, you actually have a 5 to 10% chance of clearing the exam. So that's pretty decent for a competitive exam of that caliber. And those who succeed in those examinations, they develop a long-term plan. They understand, at your age itself that, I want to become the future collector or district magistrate for my district. So they develop a plan early on, incremental steps, and they keep that faith in them that they can succeed and work on it, and that's how you motivate yourself.
Anybody else? Boys, girls?
Then what are the good things that human beings should possess?
Madam, can you please repeat? I didn't catch it.
What are some good qualities that human beings should must possess?
Possess, yes, good qualities that human beings must possess. The first main quality is being a good-hearted person. That is always a very important quality that nowadays is a little bit lacking, and that's the characteristic of Kali Yuga. But that's the most important quality. And then a work oriented and proactive mindset is very important. And what that means is you need to always be focused on your work. A lot of people are focused on the results. How much money will my business bring in, or how much marks will I score on that particular board exam. But you put in the work, everything becomes easy. And that's what's discussed in a philosophical way in the Bhagavad Gita, but that's what it really is. And another important area that you need to develop, I think this is one of the most important, is communication skills, and specifically fast communication skills. And the reason why that is so important is, let's say, you all are a batch of roughly 100 students. Let's say an opportunity comes up for you to get a posting, a nice posting in Thane, in Bombay, for a job in the future. For those of you who reply within, half an hour to 1 hour, make phone calls, follow up, and put your best foot forward, those are the ones that will succeed. Whereas those who procrastinate and say, I'll submit my resume and my profile and my cover letter few days down the line, they generally get passed over. So that is why procrastination must be eradicated. And a final quality that I think is very important and that is slowly coming in the society at large is civic sense, cleanliness, and working together with society for the greater good. These are qualities that a good human being must have. There are many more that are very well explained in the Vedas and the Mahabharata, but I'll leave it at that, so for you to work on.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my question being a class teacher of 10th standard, I just want to ask you that the students now, most of the students are very much addicted and distracted with the mobile, Facebook and all this. How can we drag them out of from this situation now presently, because they're not focusing more on the studies. They want first the mobile in their hand. And they literally quarrel and conflict, have the conflict with the parents also for the mobile. If you don't get the mobile, they are very much distracted. What is the reason behind that, and how can we drag them out of this situation?
Right. Yes, I mean, with respect to mobiles, what people need to understand is, and this is a very common question that I get asked, I give talks and discourses like this in universities and, different settings around the globe. And this question always comes up. The mobile itself, I would say, is a game of Kali Yuga. It's one of the attractions that draws people in. And the reason why is there's a lot of creative content that gets created. So in fact, there was a recent statistic that had come out that, if a lot of you who are on WhatsApp will know, the amount of Google, they had to build so many new servers to handle all the good morning messages that are being sent through WhatsApp around in India specifically. Millions and billions of good morning messages are being sent. So that in itself is a big time sink, and that obviously affects the productivity of the nation at large. Now, how to protect yourself against distractions from mobiles is you need to find something that you are passionate about and work on that. But more importantly, people to people contact is waning. If you think and remember, about 30, 40, in the 1980s and 1990s, the mobile back then was going to the movie theater. And now it's all in our hands. So because people and personal contact is waning, how to combat that is spending time studying and talking with friends, and also going outside and playing physical games. Like I mentioned, Sri Krishna, he plays hide and go seek and racing games. You should get together with friends after school, study of course, but get together and play a game of badminton or cricket. That's how you counteract the mobile trend.
Thanks very much, sir. Thanks for your. Excuse me, sir. Harita, I'm here. Thank you so much for this online session today. I think a lot of support and guidance have got to it. We have enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm Ramya Krishna Kumar. I'm also from South. Nandri.
வணக்கம்.
நல்லா இருந்தது சார் செஷன். ஸோ எல்லா பிள்ளைங்களும் சந்தோஷமா இருந்தாங்க. And they learned also some values from you. Definitely, I guess they will implement it and they will overcome all these addictions, distractions. Thank you so much for the session.
ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Girls, only girls first award.